thanks Sabrina for tagging me. It's good to know that somebody still cares. I'm supposed to give a couple random facts about myself and then tag people, is how this goes, I think. So I'm going to give 5 random facts about myself, then give endorsements for the 2008 presidential elections, this being my first video, 2008 on YouTube, and then I'm going to tag people who I think would be interesting to hear from. Okay, so the first random fact about me is that I haven't been posting videos on YouTube because I'm switching over to become a Vimeo user. Yes, I have scoured the internet for the best possible site to spend my time at in regards to internet video and see, it's already ingrained, and Vimeo is it. It's got a better aesthetic, it's got kinder users. A lot of users on YouTube are potty mouthed and just terrible critics and cynics. There's better quality to the video. YouTube condenses the quality of the video much of a lesser quality, I suppose. And it's awesome. There's actual community stuff going on in Vimeo, and people care about each other and meet each other through Vimeo, and it just looks really awesome. And so I highly recommend you check it out. I don't really worry about criticizing YouTube on YouTube, because if YouTube bans me for recommending another site, then I should probably be taking all my videos off YouTube anyways. Yeah, YouTube will always be necessary in order for us to communicate with each other online, just because when new users are jumping on the internet, they're not going to find Vimeo right away just because of the pure quantity of videos on YouTube, and a lot of new users are attracted to the internet based on video. So, whatever. But if YouTube wants to do something special for itself, it will put a lot more creative people at the helm of YouTube so that it becomes a better experience for the user. Let's see. Number 2, a pretty well-known fact about me is I'm a vegan, so I'll just talk for 10 seconds about it. Compassion is one thing. I don't like to be responsible for the death of any living sentient being. Of course, unintentionally I am, but when it comes to things that I can control and things, my own reality, which I create, I don't wish to have that guilt laying on me. And since I take everything very personally and I try to always consider my actions, I can't be any other way. Like, this is the way that I need to be. Health is another. Eating vegetarian and vegan is really, really healthy for you, because just by default, you're cutting out a bunch of shitty foods. Like, gas station food is probably the worst food for you. 7-Eleven food is similar. And I can only eat like probably 0.5% of all of the items at a gas station or at 7-Eleven. And the only things that I can eat are like Cliff Bars and some of the beverages, but most of the beverages, you don't want to touch anyways. So it makes sense to be healthy. Like, the quality of your body determines the quality of your mind, which determines the quality of your mood. So it's very important for me to keep all of those things very healthy. Another factor is the environment. By utilizing the land to grow livestock, we are feeding, probably pulling this number out of my ass, but it's, I've read figures that are similar to this. It's like 500 times the amount of people that we would be able to feed if we were just feeding those people with the grain that we're actually feeding the livestock. So that doesn't make any sense from a humanitarian standpoint. And also the methane that the cows produce, it's really stupid and crazy. And the hormones that are pumped into the cows is another thing that's bad for human health. And so just all around, it's a pretty terrible industry. Third, wow, this is like negative on YouTube, negative on animal byproducts, negative on... I got fired last week from Tom Green. He decided that our relationship wasn't working out for him, which is fine, because it wasn't really working out for me either. And even though it would probably be better for my career for me to remain on board with him, because he's going on the Comedy Network in Canada right before Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert, I'd prefer for things to stay creative and positive, and I felt like operations were running a little bit shady. So, yeah, I mean, odds are he's not watching this video, because he's not the kind of person that really listens to others. He takes himself way too seriously. the fourth fact, which is something that I haven't spoken about publicly because I don't want people to be paying the wrong kind of attention to me and what have you. I have $80,000 in the bank, and last year at this time I was $12,000 in debt, and that's from inheritance. And I'm probably less happy than I was back then. I don't know, that's hard to say, but what Biggie Small says about more money, more problems is definitely true, and I sums it up by saying, generally we worry about the things that we have to lose over time and not the time that we lose to get the things that we want. Which is true, because now that I have this money, I'm worrying about it. I'm worrying about, oh my God, like it's just dwindling over time. It's just going nowhere, and or it's not going nowhere. It's slowly dissolving, and it's also appreciating as well. But the the fact is that like I have a lot to lose now when I didn't have anything to lose except for debt, which was pretty incredible. I was actually, a lot more courageous, a lot more giving, a lot more everything. And now that I have money, I constantly think about every dollar I spend, which is probably a good thing, but it drives me kind of insane as well. And so that's fact number 4. Fact number 5, I wish to become more of a transcendentalist over the next 5 years and spend more time in nature. This is, inspiration by Emerson and Thoreau, the two big transcendentalist thinkers, not so much Whitman. But yeah, Leo Tolstoy says that the one condition of human happiness is that we don't lose our connection to nature, and I feel like the more time I spend in Los Angeles and the more time that I'm not among the trees and among the animals and among people that care about those environments, the less quality, I hate this language, the worse quality, the quality of my life decreases and decreases the more of it I spend behind steel, glass, and plaster and plastic. And whenever I'm in nature, I tend to be more contemplative about just nature in general and the systems and order to life, and about the ecosystems, and about relationships, dependency, just romance. I mean, I think I'm at my most romantic when I'm in nature, because most of the time I'm thinking, I'd really love to spend this time with somebody that I love. But then I spend my time in this city environment where there's not very many people that I can dedicate that amount of intimate feelings or dedication towards. Okay, so those are the 5 facts. Now I'm on to presidential endorsements. Number 1, vote your heart. Dennis Kucinich is representative of most of your ideals. If you don't know who he is, check him out. Dennis Kucinich is the epitome and embodiment of the love, peace, happiness, respect, free love period in the 60s, and there are a lot of people doubting his ability to generate change. I think he needs to stop thinking about the presidency and starts to think about taking the attention that's on him and generating an independent grassroots movement, as like a shift in the spectrum of consciousness. But he's running for president. He's definitely gaining a lot of attention that way, so I can't criticize him. Number 2, Ron Paul is a guy that is the most intelligent of all of the candidates running. Dennis Kucinich is also intelligent, but he's more intuitive than he is intelligent. Ron Paul is insanely intelligent. I've read a lot of his writings, and he is a really, really great man who can do really great things for this economy by, decreasing government spending and by decreasing the size and the power of the government. And on to the third candidate, which is probably what you guys want to hear about as far as the mainstays in the election, is John Edwards. John Edwards is the most liberal among the top tier candidates. He cares about taking the power away from big business and giving it back to the American people. He cares about our welfare. He cares about our health care. He cares about family. He cares about education. So all of those things are good. I really don't have that many negative things to say about John Edwards, except for in 2004 he really botched the vice presidential debate against Dick Cheney and kind of made Kerry out to seem like a joke, but that was 4 years ago. So Forgive and Forget, John Edwards is the best top tier candidate, and the second best top tier candidate is Barack Obama, which is kind of controversial because of his connections with big business and corporations and his corporate interests, but simultaneously, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is our international relations and just respect. And Barack Obama has a lot of respectability. He's not done too many shady things. I've read a little bit of his biography, Audacity of Hope, and he's probably going to become our new president in 2009, early 2009, but we'll know by November 4th, 2008, that Barack Obama will be our new president. So if you guys want to just support who has a lot of momentum and who's not a terrible choice, vote Barack Obama. Okay, tag you're it to my roommate Ben. Ben knows of a lot of interesting people to tag. He keeps more of a good tag. He keeps taps on some of the best YouTubers out there, and is just, dependent in a lot of ways on the community and their feedback to his videos, and he generally puts a lot of effort into watching good videos, and he's insanely intelligent and can probably share with me a few facts that I don't know about him, or maybe I know about him but other people don't know about him. The second person that I'm going to tag is Dendrophilian or Dendrophiliac. He is a really intelligent young kid from the Netherlands who hides behind his edits. Like, he puts his videos out there and then cuts it all behind behind tags. We disagree on the theist issue of whether or not there is a God, but I'd still love to hear some personal facts about the dude, because he does kind of hide. All that he expresses is his opinions. We don't really know anything about him as a person, so I'd like to know more about the kid behind the character. The third person I'm going to tag is Kim, Existentialist Cat. She's a very private person, a girl I've had a crush on for like 6 months, I guess, just through watching her videos on YouTube, because she's insanely beautiful, classic beauty. She's got a lot of amazing opinions, and I just want more people, more so than just her talking about herself. I would like more people to know that she exists, and know that she makes beautiful music and she has beautiful opinions and she's beautiful. So there is my tag to Kim, and the last tag that I'm going to do is to Dougg the Critic, who is also known as DJ Dougg Pound or DJ Dougg Food. Dougg Pound, I believe. He's hilarious. I saw him live. He cracked me up. He keeps a correspondence with people through YouTube, and is really cool. He's a really down to earth character. I know somebody. He's a friend of a friend, and I would like to know more about him personally as well. And I'd just like to become closer with Dougg. He seems like a really cool guy. So not too many more videos coming to YouTube. I will direct one at you specifically, Sabrina. But to everybody else that's watching this video, thanks for making it all the way here to this time. And tag your it, Ben, Dendrophilian, Kim, and Dougg.